Garfunkel's America. This is a daunting task. I'm going to attempt to say something original about a song, a group, an artist, Paul Simon, a songwriter, that has justifiably been well-worn with praise and commentary. I'm going to try to add to that conversation that should always continue long after I'm here, for as many generations as possible. I think Paul Simon should have his legacy, his musical legacy should have the endurance of a Bach, a Beethoven. I think he's better than Bach and Beethoven. I love classical music. Classical music was an amazing, mind-blowing, ear-opening, mind-opening influence on my songwriting, and I still enjoy some classical pieces very much, but how often do I crank one up, or even relax to one, as beautiful and transcendent as a piece like Daisies by Rachmaninoff is, or Uta Spiro, or by Franz Liszt, or his transcription of Evening Star, of Wagner's Evening Star. I mean, just divine music, truly divine. It reaches divinity, at least at moments. But Paul Simon, I mean, to me, and I think Billy Corgan, I put him in this category too. I put Queen in this category to some extent, some of the stuff they did. They found a balance, all these artists, and I think Paul is at the top of the heap in this regard. They found a balance. They used classical sophistication, sophisticated chord changes, sophisticated musical movements within their compositions, but they balance it out with pop, the universal language. The true music is the universal language, but the true, within that greater definition, the true universal language within music is what we know as pop, or I think even more specifically rock and roll. There's nothing more universal than hard driving rock and roll, a great rock and roll song. And likewise, a beautiful pop melody, So that's what Paul Simon did. I mean, he took poetry. I just read recently, and I think I read this years ago, but it was reaffirmed in my mind, an extraordinary fact about this song, America. Not a single line rhymes. Let us be lovers, we'll marry our fortunes together. I've got some real estate here in my bag. And then, of course, later on, the greatest shout out to New Jersey in history. Counting the cars on the New Jersey Turnpike, they've all come to look for America. Nothing rhymes, but yet it works so perfectly. It works as if it's a simple A-B rhyme scheme. It's brilliant, genius. So this organ line at the end, listen to this, just cascades. Oh. Divine. On their concert in Central Park, Simon and Garfunkel, they did a version of this, and they repeated the Jersey Turnpike line at the end. In the recorded version, they only sing it once, and it's one of those choruses, like the chorus of "Wish You Were Here," the final chorus of that. It just needs to be repeated again because it's just that good. So in the Central Park concert, they do repeat it a second time, which I think was a wise choice. But back to Paul Simon and his songwriting. Yeah, it's classical or just highly sophisticated songwriting and composition that is delivered with the immediacy and the relatability, the down-to-earthness of great pop and rock and roll poetry. And I think Billy Corgan's doing that these days. Listen to his Autumn. I think it's called Autumn. It sounds pretentious, but I think that's the proper pronunciation. Autumn. His 33-song rock opera. I mean, it's just a bunch of pop and rock songs, but very sophisticated. Yeah, I think that's what I try to achieve in my songwriting. I'm not sure if I quite pulled it off. I think I've come pretty close with some songs. I'm so inspired by the truly limitless compositional possibilities of classical music, but you always got to write a great song. It's got to be a great pop, or depending on the style you want to engage in, pop or rock song, that just cuts to the heart of the human experience, the human condition. You have to find that down-to-earth poetry that truly anyone, from a toddler to a grandma, can relate to. Yeah, I think I'm trying to define. I'm trying to add something a little unique to the justifiably ongoing Paul Simon conversation. Hopefully, what will be the endless praise of Paul Simon and his genius. I think that's pretty unique. You know, it's sophisticated songwriting that it accomplishes two things at once: sophisticated songwriting and just, you know, straight to the heart. You know, straight through all the frills and pretensions. It just cuts right to the heart of the human condition, you know. In the clearing stands a boxer and a fighter by his trade, and he carries the reminder of every blow. I always mess this part up. Of every blow that, oh jeez. You know, I thought I was gonna have a great, triumphant ending to this video, but I'm gonna. I guess this is me cutting to the heart of the human experience, you know. I'm just a flawed idiot like everyone else. Of every blow that laid him down or cut him till he cried out in his anger and his shame, I am leaving, but the fighter still remains. I mean, that functions both as high-level poetry and a great literary work, and it's also just so direct and simple. And again, anyone can relate to it. I don't know what your IQ level is. I don't care what your experiences are. It doesn't matter, you know. That is truly a universal expression, universal piece of art. Okay, I'm gonna go for a brief walk, help clear my head, and get on with the rest of my day.